So y'all want black folks to come and fight with y'all, come stand on the front line like we always have. But ain't this the same group that refuses to stop saying the N-word? This ain't the same group that was being racist in Zoe Spencer comments when she was going back and forth with that Hispanic creator?
To all African American citizens of the United States of America, I think, sit your butt down. Don't you dare march. Don't you dare demonstrate. Don't you do a thing. We did what we needed to do in the 1960s. Do you understand?
The issue is black people, black Americans specifically, our bodies have always been used as shields. And in 2025, we done learned and we are choosing to protect ourselves, protect our peace, protect our lineage. Because let me tell you something. Y'all already know what would happen if a whole bunch of us decided today that we was going to get the fuck up and go down there and get in them streets. Y'all know just as well as we know what the fuck will happen.
They tear gassed us, shoved elders to the ground, committed vandalism, and then blamed us. They shot rubber bullets at kids, and then had the nerve to call us violent. We showed up with our voices. They showed up with riot gear. We screamed, "Don't shoot," and they loaded that clip anyway.
So white people decided to join y'all. They said, "Fuck it. We gonna join y'all. We gonna ride with y'all," right? As soon as them white people got out there, y'all all over the news and shit, rioting. You know what I'm saying? Throwing rocks and shit, bro. Throwing bottles and shit, bro. Just like we said, as soon as somebody came out there to join y'all, y'all was gonna start throwing shit. Didn't we say that?
Right now, in LA, the streets are lit. Latinos are out there fighting hard, protesting, risking it all, and they're looking around like, where y'all at? Talking to us, to black folks. But here's the thing. We've been fighting. We've been bleeding. We've been marching. We've been screaming since day one, and now some of us are sitting this one out, and folks are mad about it. But before you judge, I want you to really think about something. How can you expect justice on land that was stolen in the first place? How can anything be fair when ICE is showing up at graduations like it's normal? How can we all fight together when we're still fighting just to exist? I'm going to show you something, but don't just watch. Feel them. Ask yourself, are we all really in the same fight, or are we just standing in the same fire? Watch this.
Okay, on this Good Tuesday, I'm going to ruffle some of y'all feathers. Here we go. The amount of people who are intentionally trying to gaslight black Americans into getting into these protests and getting into a fight that is not ours. It is not ours. I do not want y'all to ever feel like we have something against immigrants, because that ain't the issue. That ain't never been an issue. The issue is black people, black Americans specifically, our bodies have always been used as shields. And in 2025, we done learned and we are choosing to protect ourselves, protect our peace, protect our lineage. Because let me tell you something. Y'all already know what would happen if a whole bunch of us decided today that we was going to get the fuck up and go down there and get in them streets. Y'all know just as well as we know what the fuck will happen. We've done it before. You hear me? We've done it before. And I'm saying we because I've actually done protests. I have a real issue with people, especially those who have been able to come to this country and do well for themselves and then try to make it seem like we're wrong for not wanting to get into these fights. Because here's the real truth. Here's the hard truth. As black people, we fighting every day. Every time we wake up and our fucking feet hit the floor, it's a fight. It's a fight because the entire system is structured and has been structured on our backs and against us. They used us to build the fucking system against us. Point blank period. Okay? We have a fight every day. We're tired. We're tired. And a lot of our generation, millennials and younger, we've learned. Oh, we've learned. We know better. And we telling the elders, y'all sit down. Sit down. That's the problem. Y'all used to us being emotionally reactive to everybody else's causes and issues. And that ain't no shade to any of the people who have to endure any encounter with ICE. Because let me tell you something. What I know I have the capacity to do is when this started happening, when they started coming to Chicago, the first thing I did was call my Latino friends that with me and I with them. I called them to check on them. I checked on their families. I checked on the people that I used to work with. I know what I have the capacity to do. I'll fuck with those that fuck with me. Okay? They didn't need me to get out there and fight. That's not what they needed from me. Do you know what mattered more to them? The fact that in the middle of all of this shit, I thought about them. My Latino friends didn't ask me to get into no protest. They ain't asked me to come march with them. They ain't asked me to do no shit like that. You know what they said? This means so much to me that you are even thinking about us, that you're thinking about my family. That's what they cared about. That in the midst of all of this, I was thinking of them. Absolutely. And still do. And still do. Jesse Wu on Threads talking about I'm seeing all of these people talking about this is not their fight. It seems very xenophobic. Aren't you Haitian? Did you come over here and build your platform and build your life up? So you want to gaslight us into getting into some shit that you ain't gonna go get into. I ain't seen you march yet, little mama. Don't try to make it seem like we've done something wrong because we're choosing ourselves. Black people, sit the f down. At the end of the day, sit the f down. Because we fight every day. My entire life, I've had to fight for a lot in my life. A lot. And 40 is not old. I've had to fight for a lot. We're tired. We're tired. We are not y'all guys shields. We are not the Avengers, bro. We're not characters. We're not superheroes. We're not. We need rest. And we're choosing to do that right now. As a collective. Clearly as a collective. We're choosing to, you know what? God done tapped our head too many times. We got the message. We got the message. There are so many other groups of people of color. Why the f y'all ain't asking them to come walk with y'all? Why y'all ain't tapping on them? Why y'all ain't pulling on them? What's tea? Y'all know this seems so foreign to people because they are so used to us being emotionally reactive. They are so used to having black people, particularly black Americans, jumping in to fight everybody's fucking fight. Everybody's fight. And somebody literally has to get killed, get murdered on camera or something of that sort for people to, now they got bleeding hearts and they want to make signs and shit. And then what? Black people, I'm telling you, the neighborhood hero is telling you, sit down. Sit down. Don't let y'all emotions get riled up. Trust and believe they're going to come out with a full-on campaign. People are going to be very intentional about trying to get us in a space where we are being reactive again. They're going to try to gaslight you on the internet and through the news and things of that nature and make it seem like you're wrong for not wanting to help people and fight people and this involves you too and all of those things. Man, listen, we done been through a whole bunch of motherfucking presidents and ain't one other than Obama gave us that type of vibe and that feeling. But here's the real thing. Nobody has centered black Americans yet. Black people yet in any office. Are we going to call a spade a spade? It don't matter who sit in the motherfucking seat. They not there for us. At the end of the day, what I'm saying is we under no circumstance support what they're doing. We don't at all. We think it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. It's disgusting. And we know it's disgusting. But I need people to also understand that we only have a capacity to do so much. I know people think that like black folks are at everybody's disposal. We're not, bro. And we're letting y'all know that we're not. And we're going to check on the people that we need to check on. We're going to support in other ways, but putting our bodies out there is not on the table. Tap in.
Why are black people saying this is not our fight making you upset? I've seen video after video from Latino creators or Latino people coming online pleading to black people to put our bodies at the forefront of this fight against illegal ICE raids, against deportation, against roundups, against undocumented people being rounded up and families being disjointed. But there's several reasons as to why you should not be shocked that black people are sitting this one out. You guys all remember that this is a subset of your community last year. you're also aware that across the board, overwhelmingly black people voted in favor of the candidate that had black interests, Latino interests, Asian interests at heart. Where if you look at the sentiments of what that vote represents, half of your community voted for this. Half of your community said F you to black people. Half of your community said, we don't care about you. Half of your community said you wanted to be white aligning and white adjacent. And now you're being reminded of the fact that you're not.
And before anybody starts romanticizing protest, let me just say it plain as day. No confusion. We are not going out there. Not this time. We are not going out there. A whole lot of people are planning to hit the streets, right? I know y'all have heard the buzz. Chants, signs, cameras, emotions are going to be high. I get it. Hell, I've been out there before. But the last time we marched, what happened? They tear gassed us, shoved elders to the ground, committed vandalism, and then blamed us. They shot rubber bullets at kids, and then had the nerve to call us violent. We showed up with our voices. They showed up with riot gear. We screamed, don't shoot, and they loaded that clip anyway. And let's be clear, this administration, they've let us know in no uncertain terms. Black people in the street equals threat. They're looking for a reason to vilify us. They're waiting for a headline to twist. They're hoping for a camera angle that's going to justify their brutality. And what do we get in return? A quote tweet, a statement, maybe a mural? But no safety, no justice, no peace. So no, we're not marching this time. We're not going to give them the photo op that they so desperately want. We're not playing into that cycle. We're not going to give them the excuse that they're so desperate for. We're protecting our people. We're staying home. We're building offline. We're organizing smarter. Because we don't need to be in the streets to prove that our rage is real. So let them march. Let them bait. Let them spin the same tired narratives. But don't let them turn your blackness into a threat on live TV.
Talking about some black people, why you not helping us? You crazy as hell. Because last time I checked, every time we went through something, we went through that bitch our damn selves. Slavery, where the f*** y'all was at? Last time I checked, we freed our damn selves. Yeah, that's right. Slavery ended because the war down here in Florida with a group called the Florida Seminole Wars that was black runaways, Native Americans, and black aboriginals giving Andrew Jackson and the boys hell for 8 years straight. And we ain't asked nan for hell. How about Jim Crow? Last time I checked, y'all didn't ride for Emmett Till. Where the f*** you was at? What about redlining? What about the fight for reparation? Where the f*** you at? What Future say? Where the f*** you at when a nigga really needs you? Where the f*** you at when a... And we not finna sit here and start acting like y'all f*** for real. And this goes for you legals, illegals, Mexicans, Caribbeans, Africans, whatever the f*** y'all want to call yourselves. The only reason white people let y'all in this country legally, for the legal ones, is because they knew you would conform to white supremacy as an economic refugee. Right. So you didn't come here to help a nigga. You didn't come here to support a nigga. You came here for opportunity and benefits. Because in America, there's only two ideologies. It's either pro-black or you conform to white supremacy. And you been conforming to white supremacy. So don't feel sorry for you no kind of way. Come get y'all. Listen, if it's too hot, get the f*** out the kitchen. If you ain't no dog for real, get the f*** out the pen.
Hey family, you see this comment by this Latino gentleman saying that they come in for them and next to coming for the African Americans. See, that's the heart of what a lot of these Latinos feel. That shows right there that they don't even care about us. Because why would you want someone else to go through what you're going through? But here's the gag. They're not ever going to do this to us again. Regardless of their motive for bringing our ancestors here, we were brought here. They wanted us here, regardless if it was for a selfish, ungodly reason. And then we built this very nation that they have benefited from. And here's the real gag, sir. We built the nation that you and your people now benefit from. So what will not and ever happen is them deporting us. Because first, you got to know where you took us from and our ancestors from. Second of all, just like the natives, we have a right to be here. You understand? So my advice to you, focus on you and yours. Don't worry about the African American, the black community, because I'm telling you, at the end of the day, we will stick together. And by any means necessary, if something jumps off and someone feels froggy and want to leap, trust and believe we are ready for it. But again, we sitting this one out. This is your fight. Now stop minding black people's business.
Black people, did we not call this shit? Did we not say that this shit was gonna happen the way that it's happening? And that's why we minding our goddamn business. Oh, y'all don't know what I'm talking about? Let me give you a recap of what was said. We said that those protests was peaceful as hell, didn't we? We weren't seeing no pepper spray, no attack dogs. We weren't seeing no water hose, none of that shit, no violence, none of it. Then they kept on putting out them videos. Black people, where y'all at? Why y'all not standing with us? Black people, where y'all at? Why y'all not standing with us? And we was like, shit, we minding our business, bro. Because as soon as we get out there, y'all gonna start rioting and shit. Y'all gonna start throwing shit, right? Ain't that what the fuck we said? We said not one brick has been thrown. We said nobody is rioting. But as soon as we get out there, y'all gonna try some shit. So we stuck to our guns and we didn't come out there and we didn't join y'all, right? So white people decided to join y'all. They said, fuck it. We gonna join y'all. We gonna ride with y'all, right? As soon as them white people got out there, y'all all over the news and shit, rioting. You know what I'm saying? Throwing rocks and shit, bro. Throwing bottles and shit, bro. Just like we said, as soon as somebody came out there to join y'all, y'all was gonna start throwing shit. Didn't we say that? We said the National Guard ain't there yet. As soon as somebody else join y'all, they gonna bring out the National Guard. Guess who's in this shit now? The fucking National Guard. Ain't they talking about bringing the Marines out? We seen this shit coming a mile away. And if they doing that type of shit out there with white people out there with y'all, imagine what the fuck they would have been doing if we would have joined y'all. Nah. I feel like us as black people, we got a battle coming up pretty soon. I don't know what it is, but I feel a battle brewing, man. Like, y'all on y'all own with this one, man. Take care.
There is an important distinction that's not being made. One group is saying, hey, government, follow the law. Do what is constitutional. The other group is saying, hey, government, make exception to the law. Okay, so you have a lot of immigrants and Latinos who are upset with Black Americans because they aren't joining the immigrant protests with the same vigor and tenacity as they do their own civil rights violations. Typically, when Black people go out and they protest, it is because the government has unalived a Black person unconstitutionally. And they're hitting the pavement, they're protesting, and they're saying, hey, government, do what's constitutional, do what's right. Here, immigrants are saying, hey, government, I know that we're not here lawfully, but make exception for us. We don't bother anybody. We contribute to society. We've been here for a long time. Make exception for us. We are people too. I'm not saying that this isn't a righteous cause. What I'm saying, it is not apples to apples. One is asking for justice, what is owed, what is due. The other is asking for exception to the law, favor, mercy, grace. And so if you're just talking about the detainment of immigrants, you think that that is unjustified. If we just simply talked about the unlawful arrest, not the unaliving of Black people, but the unlawful arrest of Black people, and we protested every time somebody was unlawfully arrested, we wouldn't be able to do anything else. We wouldn't be able to do anything else but protest. So you can't get upset with Black people when they say, hey, we feel bad for you, but we just not feeling it. It's not our plight. I'm not saying it's not a righteous cause, but we're not comparing apples to apples here.
But see, that's part of the problem. The whole part of the problem is that you felt like you had it in you to say with your whole chest what we deserve and what we need to be doing. Like we're reporting to our right hand what our left hand is doing. Some of us been out here in these trenches for years, baby. I'm 36 years old. I done raised kids, raised children into adults, and helped them raise their kids, Black kids that look like me. I was 12 years old, standing in Annapolis, Maryland, lobbying the Congress for them to build a community center around my way. I done been on the news. I done wrote books. I have raised kids. I have earned a degree in early childhood education. I have lobbied. I have protested. I have written proposals, business. You don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You have no clue what I'm doing or what anybody like me is doing. But what we know you doing is trying to gaslight us into doing free labor Because you try and copy off the oppressor instead of addressing the oppressor. It's your turn. We've been fighting for freedom and the right to breathe without being owned by somebody since the late 1800s. It's your turn. Your people turn to fight for you. We don't owe you nothing. Y'all don't even like us. And it's clear. By the way, you feel like you can address us in these comments. What you doing other than bumping your thumbs for engagement? What you doing? What mark have you left? Is your name on any cornerstones in your community where you done help build it up? Or are you just looking down a long nose onto a phone keyboard thinking what you want to tell black people what they need to be doing? You need to log off and go touch some grass before you get your feelings hurt. You don't have no clout in these streets, and you don't know what I'm doing. And I ain't have to tell you any of it. But since you feel like you arrogant and you can condescend, I'll show you what it look like. And like we said, we ain't going.
So y'all want black folks to come and fight with y'all, come stand on the front line like we always have. But ain't this the same group that refuses to stop saying the N-word? This ain't the same group that was being racist in Zoe Spencer comments when she was going back and forth with that Hispanic creator? But now y'all want our help. Okay, interesting. Those were my initial thoughts, right? It's their war, let them deal with it. But that's an emotional response. Okay, that's pure bitterness, that's wrong. There's no sense of righteousness in that mindset. And even though it's not our fight, it is our fight. Okay, because today it's Hispanics and Latinos. But the only reason why we're not grouped up with them is because technically, legally, we were born here. Okay, he arresting them. That nigga trying to annihilate our whole community. And to those of y'all that's making an argument of, well, undocumented immigration is illegal. This is what happens when you break the law anywhere. Bro, this nigga put out a quota. This nigga Trump put out a quota, meaning these officers are required to meet a certain number of arrests. Anytime you put a quota on something, bro, it's bound for you to run into some outlawed, unlawful shit that you forcing the issue. This nigga dropping 2,000 National Guardsmen to arrest these folks, tear these people away from their families. Flint, Michigan still ain't even got clean water. Motherfucking elementary schools, middle schools, high schools getting shot up. And this is what we prioritizing. If you won't see nothing wrong with that, bro, you just as f***ed up. So to my black folks, it is our fight. Okay, we can't adopt the same mindset as our oppressors. All right, they want us to divide. That way it's easier to take us out. Because today, it's Hispanic and Latinos. But that motherfucking White House, he don't look at us no differently. He itching to get us up out of here. It's only a matter of time. All right, we got to be a part of the change that we want to see.
Now it's a humanitarian issue and we need to stick together. Well, we tried to do that before the election. People didn't want to do that. See, a lot of people don't want to take accountability for the choices that they made. And so now black people are not required to risk their health, wellness, and safety to save everybody else who didn't want to be saved. No, it doesn't work that way. Black folk, protect yourself and stay safe. Don't allow other people to guilt you into doing things that are going to take you away from your family. Don't do it. So while I do feel some empathy and compassion for what's happening, because I do think it's wrong that what the Trump administration is doing. However, I also told people that they were going to do it before the election. So what you don't get to do is to do whatever you want to do and then not feel your own consequences or want me to feel your consequences. Nah, it don't work that way. Black folk, stay out of this. It is not your battle to fight. Stay out of it. Stay out of it. Trust me, stay out of it.
So, to the Latinos, I see your pain. I hear your frustration. I feel your urgency, but I need y'all to hear us too. Because this, right here, right now, this is not our battle to fight. It's not because we don't care. It's not because we don't understand. It's because we've been in the trenches for generations. We've marched until our feet bled. We've stood in front of tanks, rubber bullets, tear gas. We've buried our own after peaceful protests turn deadly. Every time we rise, they push back harder. Every time we scream, they turn up the noise. We are tired, but not silent. Because the truth is, if we go out there, even peacefully, if we just show up with signs and unity in our hearts, guess who's getting thrown to the ground first? Guess whose name gets written in chalk next? Us. We don't get to just protest. We get criminalized. We get targeted. We get erased. So before anyone points a finger at our community for not marching side by side this time, ask yourself, what does it cost us? Not just jail time, but lives, families, futures. We've been frontline soldiers in every civil rights fight this country has ever had. But this government, this system, has shown us over and over again that it doesn't care about justice. It cares about control, power, order, and making sure the poor stay poor and the oppressed stay quiet. Let me give y'all some facts to sit with. While ICE is snatching families from graduation ceremonies, the government still hasn't fixed the water crisis in places like Flint. People still can't get clean drinking water in America, but they're fully funding militarized raids in our neighborhoods. They got tanks on our streets faster than they delivered bottled water to our kids. You feel me? They're cutting healthcare for our elders, our grandparents who built this country with their bare hands, but they found billions to increase the police budget by 6% in just 1 year. That's money to watch us, not help us. They'll give more aid to weapons manufacturers than to schools. They'll fund more prison beds before they ever open more trauma clinics or mental health services in Black and brown neighborhoods. And when it comes to protests, they don't want peace. They want submission. Because even when we go out there calmly, arms linked, voices steady, we're still seen as threats. Just look at what happened during Black Lives Matter protests. Peaceful marches were met with riot gear, tear gas, curfews, and helicopters. People lost eyes, got beaten down, arrested. Some didn't come home at all. But when other folks riot, when they storm federal buildings with zip ties and weapons, they're called patriots. Where's the justice in that? This country picks and chooses who it protects, who it listens to, and who it silences. And right now, they're not just ignoring Black voices, they're ignoring all of us, until we break. And that's what I'm trying to stop. I'm not here to say, don't fight. I'm saying fight smart. Know the battlefield. Know the risks. Know what's at stake. Because we already carry the weight of history, the scars of struggle. And while solidarity is powerful, self-preservation is essential. Don't put yourself or your loved ones in a war zone that's already rigged against you. If you're going to show up, do it your way, from where you stand, with knowledge, with purpose, with a plan. Because the minute we step into a fight that's not ours, this system will use it to take us down, first and fast. And let me be real with you. If the government wanted to help communities, they would have. They've had decades. They've had all the warning signs, and yet they send armed forces into our streets before they send help, before they send hope, before they even send clean water. They don't care about our survival. They care about our silence. So if you're watching this and you're feeling torn, if you feel guilty for not being out there, let that go. You've already done enough. You've already carried enough. Let others take the baton if they want to, but don't feel forced to put your body on the line just to prove your value. We've got families to protect. We've got dreams to build. We've got voices that still need healing. And that matters more than being seen at one more protest just to fit a narrative. Let your activism look different, speak out, educate others, share stories, support from the sidelines if you need to, but don't forget your worth just because someone else questions your presence. We've been present, we've been active, we've been loud, and maybe, just maybe, sitting this one out is a form of protest too, a way to say, we see what's happening, but we refuse to be sacrificed yet again. Let others question our silence. Let them wonder why we're not out there. Because if they truly knew our history, if they knew the price of our resistance, they'd understand exactly why. And to those still demanding we show up, ask yourself, have you shown up for us? Have you marched when our people were dying? Have you spoken out when the police were choking out our brothers? Have you stood up when we begged for our schools, our healthcare, our safety? If not, don't expect us to come running now. We are still fighting every single day. Maybe not on your battlefield, but in our homes, our courts, our classrooms, and our minds. And that's still resistance. So as this video comes to a close, I want to leave you with this. Don't let guilt move you. Let wisdom move you. Let strategy move you. Let love for your people move you. Because this fight, the one we're watching unfold, it's important. But it's not ours to lead right now. Let's protect what's left of us. Let's hold tight to our stories, our lives, and our legacy. And when it's time, when it's truly our moment to rise again, trust me, we'll be ready. Thank you for listening. Stay safe, stay smart, and stay free.